Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Million Dollar Media. I'm your host Max Kellerhalls, and with me today we have
It's me, Emily. Woohoo!
we're good all right. And today, damn it,
Now you nailed it. You nailed it. What are we talking about today?
today we are talking about Daredevil: Born Again, seasons 1 and 2.
Woohoo!
Yeah, we're a little late.
Yeah, just a little bit, but that's
Yeah,
okay. By the time this video comes out, it'll be timely for season three,
yeah,
maybe.
maybe.
Yeah, we get 8 episodes of Daredevil a year now. That's what Disney has given us. Now we're going to talk about it, I suppose.
Okay. Just because I know everybody here is wanting us to talk about season 2, let's just quickly talk about season 1 and what we thought.
Yeah, season one was rough, but that's because it was the setup for season two.
Yeah.
And not to spoil the remainder of this review, but
Hmm.
that is something that season two also has problems with. But we'll get there.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes, season one was 8 episodes of setup for a second season.
Hmm.
It certainly reminded us where all of the Daredevil characters were and what was going on, and then gave us an inciting incident.
Yeah.
It was fine.
I
It
think
was okay.
it's not the worst season of Daredevil. I still think season 2 of the original Daredevil, or no, wait, Defenders is the worst season of Daredevil.
Yes, Defenders is definitely the worst season of Daredevil.
Hmm. And I don't think it's that bad. I genuinely think there's some good things in that first season. Like, I like seeing Matt come back and become Daredevil again. I thought that was really cool. I wish they actually had a moment where you see him suit up, but that's besides the point. I really like the Hector Ayala stuff in the first season. It's kind of like Double-Edged Sword. I like that they're kind of connecting it more to the MCU, and that, like, you in a courtroom setting you can say, but he had a magical amulet, and that's kind
Yeah,
of funny. And like, oh yeah, in this world people would be like, hey, but this magical amulet means I can do this. That's just kind of funny to me. um Honestly, I could take or leave the whole Kamala Khan's dad being in that one episode. I could take or leave that.
yeah.
That was a little bit
This
like,
gets to another problem that I have with Born Again overall, but again, we'll get into that.
hmm. I thought that was a weird episode. I absolutely hated what they did with Muse the first season. Like, I just think they wasted Muse.
Eh, you act like Muse is like a substantial character. He's kind of creepy, but he's never been like an A-list Daredevil villain.
I know. I just wish they did more with him. It's funny because in a
What?
show that has a really cool psychotic killer villain that's done well, and then they have one that is so generic and bland that it's like,
Yeah,
that's what I was more bothered by. I was like, you could have really went into this character in an interesting way, but you just decided to
uh-huh.
take like a, yeah, he kills people because, and he knows martial arts for some reason.
Yeah, I really want to get into the review proper because basically all of the things you've said point to my like large scale issues with Daredevil porting.
Okay.
Um,
I'm trying to think what else is there in season 1 that I'm like, oh yeah, that was good. I thought the Punisher stuff in season 1 was pretty good. Like the scene that
yeah,
where Matt and Frank are in that little bunker. I thought that was like a really cool and really well done scene of just Punisher just laying into Matt about everything.
yeah,
I thought that was really cool, and I like the finale somewhat of just them working together again. I guess we should
yeah,
also say that the whole catalyst of this entire version of Daredevil is that Foggy is killed in the first episode.
yes.
And that was like a big, like, oh my god, they've done it. They did it. Even though if you watch the trailers for that first season, he's nowhere to be seen. So I was like,
Yeah, you could tell. It was predictable, but that didn't make it any less like impactful when it happened.
oh, I agree. And I think the show overall has done a really good job of like handling that death, in that it still affects things to this day. And that character,
Yeah.
honestly, when you take that character away, the show feels just so different, and that there's not a lot
Hmm.
of like that light in Matt Murdock's life that you get anymore. And
For sure.
Karen's kind of it, but she's also very jaded now.
I don't know. I kind of like the way that they characterize Karen in Born Again. I think it's fun that she's a little bit more cynical and jaded. I
Hmm.
think it's an interesting take on her.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, and I also really liked the other catalyst of the show, which we'll talk more about in season 2, is Kingpin runs for mayor and wins. In like first episode, he's mayor of New York. And I like how in the first season you're kind of like, okay, is he actually trying to turn a new leaf and become like a good person and try to, like,
No.
no, I mean, for a little bit you're like, okay, he's kind of like, I like what they did in that, like, if you see him in the first couple episodes of the show, he's skinnier. He's a little bit more,
Mm.
like, they don't shoot him in a certain way like they do other times you see Kingpin. And you're kind of like, maybe he's trying to change. Maybe he's not. And then it's, but like, slowly over time, like, the bureaucratical system just breaks him down. It's like, you know what? Kingpin ended up.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, in the second season, we're going to give you Daredevil versus Kingpin. We're like, that's what we're going to give you. I don't think it's the best of Daredevil, but I do think the original show, the Netflix show, felt like classic 80s Frank Miller Daredevil, whereas this new show definitely feels like the modern day Daredevil comics, which I think are both very warranted, depending on what you want. And I like that this new show is not afraid to, now that they have more money, to do more with Matt and the comic book elements of things. Like,
that's fair.
He's in the suit more. And I will say, this second season suit, the black with the hints of red showing through, is probably my favorite Daredevil suit that we've had in live action, period. One, they gave him the double Ds, which, besides the Ben Affleck version, we've never gotten that. I mean, even the Ben Affleck version is like a little logo on his, like, pec.
Yeah.
But here it's like, nope, we're giving you the double Ds. And honestly, that does kind of change a lot for me, because when I see something that looks like Daredevil, I'm like, oh wow, this feels right. And I think, I don't know, it's weird. Like, I like the color of the bright red suit, but I think that the black suit has really, it just looks better in live action.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I really like the look for it. I think it's a good design.
And just looks in general. I will say, Daredevil Born Again feels very stylistically different than the Netflix show.
It does. It's a little bit more bombastic. It feels weird because I have a lot of criticisms of Born Again, but I do like it. I also think it's good. I think a lot of the things that were good about the original show are also true of Born Again.
Mm-hmm.
I have mixed feelings on the new style. It's very bright. There are certain scenes that are lit in ways that are so ridiculous that I like actually laughed out loud in the middle of serious sequence. In one of the episodes where Matt and Karen are in their like little attic hideout in the morning, and there's like sunshine shining through the windows behind them, and it's like bright as hell for no reason. And I'm like, I don't know if I can get behind that. Right? Like,
all right.
They make a lot of creative swings. Some of them hit, some of them don't. Okay. I found the visual style to be a mixed bag.
Okay, that's fair. What are some of the creative swings that you liked?
I like a lot of the way that they play with color in like Bullseye's sequences. Like, I think that those are often really cool. I think narratively, the direction they took the Muse storyline this season has the potential to be interesting, but those are creative decisions that work for me. And then just some of the brightly lit sequences didn't really look the way that I wanted them to. There's like a weird dream sequence that Vanessa has at the end of episode 2. I don't know what the fuck was going on there, but like, I don't know. It's hit or miss. That's my take on the visual style.
All right. I mean, I know that the thing about this show that they're not afraid to talk about is that there was a creative overhaul in the first season, and they brought in what was it, Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead.
Yes, as lead directors. The showrunner is a different guy, but yeah, and they do good work. I like Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead. Yeah. I liked their movies before they ever touched the MCU. And again, much like some of their other movies, they made some creative swings that worked. They made stuff that did not.
I don't know.
But I liked it overall.
Yeah. I don't think there's a fight in this show that ever gets close to anything in the original show.
No, not the slightest.
No.
The closest is the bank heist episode from the first season, to me.
That's pretty good.
No, not really.
There's a moment in the third episode of this season where it's Daredevil breaking a bunch of people out of the AVTF facilities.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, okay, we'll get into that. But that fight scene was really cool. The one shot, I thought it was neat, but I don't know what it is, but like,
it felt try hard. It felt like it expected me to be in awe of how cool it was.
Yeah.
Rather than earning it by actually being cool. It felt like you contractually obligated, we do one of these every season. Look at how cool this looks. And like, jizz your jeans over it. And I just wasn't. It was fine.
I think the moment you include the Billy Club, even though I love the Billy Club, I think you get away with a lot more ridiculous stuff that's not as impressive.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I agree.
yeah.
In general, I think that Born Again is significantly less grounded than the original show was,
Hmm.
which I am kind of disappointed by, right? Because, like, not that superhero hero media has to be grounded or gritty or whatever, right? Like,
Hmm.
I don't have any expectation of that. I love all the colorful stuff. But
Hmm.
what I liked about Daredevil was that it unapologetically was that, right?
Hmm.
In like a way that was contrary to a lot of other superhero stories.
Oh yeah.
Daredevil, like the Netflix show, was really, Immortal Ninjas aside, pretty gritty and grounded and like kept very low stakes. Like New York was the biggest thing that was ever in danger.
Hmm.
And even then it was mostly just like part of Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah,
Right? Like,
one block.
yeah, exactly. So at the end of the day, I really liked that about the original Daredevil because it felt really way, way more grounded and gritty than anything else that was available at the time.
Hmm.
And it feels like it's been homogenized into the sort of general MCU, bombastic, vaguely supernatural urban fantasy stuff that they've been doing for a while now. And it feels like it's lost some of its unique identity because of that,
Yeah,
which I am a little disappointed.
I can understand that. I know I was just talking shit about the Billy Club, but I just don't think it works for fight scenes as much as as I would want it to. Because I just feel like he just makes a throwing motion, and then they just have that thing go wherever they want it to. I'm like, okay, that's
Yeah.
not as impressive as like him just in a hallway. It's like a knockdown, drag out fight between these people, and you feel him getting tired. And here I'm like, I don't know. There's a layer of like he has a bulletproof suit on. He's got this ridiculous Billy Club and he's doing some really cool moves with it, but I'm like, it's not as like actually impressive. I think they can improve upon it, seeing where things are going in the future, but I want to talk about that later.
Yeah. Okay. I have a few broad criticisms of Daredevil Born Again. Can I
Cool.
air those out?
Sure.
Okay. Again, I want to preface this by saying that generally I like this show. It is more of Daredevil, which I like, and I think it does a lot of the Daredevil-y stuff that I like.
Mhm.
However, I have less to say about that because it's just the same stuff that's true of every Daredevil season. Oh, Charlie Cox is really great at playing this character. Oh, the
Oh yeah.
dynamic between Daredevil and Kingpin is great, right? Like, oh, the
Yeah.
action scenes are violent and intense. It's like,
Yeah.
it's the same thing that's good about Daredevil.
Hmm.
Born Again has a few specific issues. One, it's too short.
Yeah.
8 episodes is not enough episodes to get the amount of plot that they want to get across, even if you're doing annual seasons,
Hmm.
which is kind of comorbid with point number two. There are way too many fucking characters in this show. Holy
Yeah.
mother of God.
Uh-huh.
There are too many plot threads. There are too many characters. Every episode feels like it is so dense and like you have to chew through so many different things. Every episode has like 4 or 5 endings because they have to do cliffhangers for each of the individual plot threads. So like they do this bit, like I remember in the very first episode where I was like, come on, where like one of the people from the boat that capsizes in the first episode
Mhm.
shows up to like a sanctuary
Oh yeah.
area,
Uh-huh.
and he's just like, can I come in? And she's like, uh-huh. And then he goes in. That plot thread isn't addressed until the next episode, but there's still like 9 minutes of episode after that. It's just randomly thrown in there to be like, oh, next time on this plot thread, now let's address the other like 3 or 4 hangers.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, you need to focus. The show feels so ADHD in terms of what its plot is actually about that it makes it hard to get invested in any of it.
Hmm.
And it makes certain moments that I really wanted to hit hard hit way less hard because you're just splitting my attention between so many different things.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't help that they're trying to do that while also condensing all of this story into 8 episodes,
Mhm.
which means that sometimes an arc that a character is going through won't even have payoff in the season that it's happening. And they just have to end it off with a sort of flaccid, next time on Daredevil, we'll pick up this plot thread, which feels really frustrating and
Yeah.
really exemplifies why the Netflix show was doing 13 episode seasons to begin with.
Hmm.
And I think they made a mistake shrinking it down to 8. I don't think it works personally.
I understand what you mean. I do miss the pacing of the Netflix show. Like with the characters that they had, you had time to flesh them out a lot more. It was Matt, Kingpin, and then
Yeah.
it would be Karen and Foggy stuff would be the secondary, and then whatever new character they introduced in the season. Sometimes it was like Ben Urich in the first season, and then it was Agent Ray Nadeem in the third season, and you would focus on their little subplots and how it all goes around. Here it's Daredevil Kingpin, then it's Kingpin's what is it called? Like the people who work under him. So you get like that
Oh yeah, his employees.
Yeah, you get Minnie Soprano, you get
Yeah.
Buck, who's new Wesley, and then the show they basically like they bring back the actor for Wesley, and they say that they knew each other. Basically, like, oh yeah, you're the new Wesley. I was like, that's funny. They're not even hiding it.
Yeah.
I kind of appreciate that. And then you get Sheila, the actual good person in his group who is like trying to do things bureaucratically and by the book, and not wanting to do all
Oh,
this kingpin shit. Like,
yeah.
I liked her character, and I think that was an interesting thing because, yeah, there's some people who were just like, I work for the mayor's office, and now I'm suddenly a lackey for a crime boss. I like that dynamic with that character. Not enough to actually like be like, oh yeah, that character. I don't even remember if her name was Sheila or not.
Are you talking about BB, the one who's like related
No,
to Ben Urich?
no, I'm talking about the Hispanic woman who works for the mayor's office.
Oh, yeah. See, there's too many characters.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah. Then you get BB, who honestly I didn't care for her character. I was like, oh, cool. They attached her to Ben Urich. I'm like, okay, so you get a Urich in a Daredevil show. That's cool. But other than that, like, I do not know what her character is at all. And they try to do something interesting with her in season 2, but it kind of felt more like
yeah.
exposition. It's like, hey, how does New York feel about this? And I will say one of the things I do like about this show is that New York has more of a character, and that there's like the BB Urich stuff allows like the city of New York to actually kind of like say what they want to say, whereas like because of the budget limitations of the original show, sometimes you wouldn't get that. Like, it just felt like,
Yeah.
again, it's just Hell's Kitchen. But I like in this, they made New York a character of its own, and the reason why these two are fighting for it. And I like that.
Yeah.
And I liked getting the word on the street. And so when these AVTF people are going around beating the shit out of them, you actually do give a shit because you're like, oh, this is horrible.
Right.
I'm curious, which of the side characters would you keep? Like the new one.
I like the stuff with BB and Minnie Soprano.
Okay.
I thought it was an interesting look into the inner circle of Fisk's government, but I don't think you needed all the government people.
No.
I think just the two of them and the stuff that goes on around them is really good.
I didn't really need Buck. I like his character, but it's kind of like, okay, what else can you do with this guy?
I would have kept Swordsman and expanded on him. That was one of the things that I felt was the most like victim of 8 episode syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Is that in a full season of Daredevil, Swordsman would have been an actual character, and he is simply not in this season of the show.
I like what they did with that character because I genuinely did not like him in Hawkeye. I thought that was just, they just wasted him in Hawkeye. And like, he was set up really interesting. And then they just are like, oh, but no, he's just a goofy guy who uses a sword and fences criminals. I'm like, okay. But in this, they kind of go into like, he even acknowledges how silly it is.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. I liked seeing like a goofy character like that in this serious setting and them try to explain it. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, but again, I wanted him fleshed out more. I wanted it to feel like he mattered to the story. Another character, and I apologize because at this point I am going to have to broach spoilers a little bit.
Okay.
Heather is a character I have very mixed feelings on.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who haven't watched it, over the course of this season, the therapist that shot Muse a bunch of times in the first season becomes haunted by visions of him up until a point in the final episode where it's implied that she's going to like take up the mantle of Muse. This is an interesting concept. However, why is it here? This is another thing that frustrates me about this being 8 episodes, because they spend all 8 episodes like teasing this out, right? Like, we see Heather in pretty much every episode starting to have these visions and trying to confront this like relationship that she has with this person that she killed. And then the payoff for it is maybe in the next season. And it's just like, I don't know. I wish that it had meant something to the season that it was in.
Yeah.
Because it makes it feel like, oh, okay, you were building up to later. Building up to a teaser for another season. It's like, it's very MCU, right? Where like it's just a scene of someone doing something that might as well be a post-credit scene to imply that it'll happen in a future project, but I don't care about what's going to happen in the future. I want the season of television that I'm watching to be a satisfying story.
Yeah.
And this just feels like it's paced too slowly and doesn't matter in the season that it's presented in. And it winds up feeling like a low point of the season, even though I am certain they are going to do cool things with it in season three. Like when I'm watching season three a year from now, I'm going to be like, well, this is a really cool plotline for this character.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that, you know, we didn't have to spend all 8 episodes of last season building up just to start this story.
Well, I'll have to disagree only in that, like, if all of a sudden in the next season she becomes Muse out of nowhere, I think that would have been like, wait, what? Because 1 minute, like,
No, I don't want them to like just make her Muse out of nowhere. I
Mhm.
wanted her becoming Muse to be part of the story of the season it takes place in. As
Oh,
is, it
okay.
feels like it's a separate pocket dimension thing that has no implications for the story writ large, other than something that will be important later.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish that it was more tied into the rest of the story
She,
rather than feeling like something that's just going on in the background.
I think she should have killed someone then.
Yes, exactly. It would
Yeah.
have been a totally different story if they had
Yeah.
her kill someone.
Like, if she killed off Buck, I think then that would be like, oh, that's the end of Heather Glenn, the therapist, and now this is Muse again. Because her just
Yeah.
choking Buck out of some weird kink thing, that's not me. That doesn't say anything to me like, okay, you choked a person. I mean, and he was like, do
Yeah.
it. So I'm like, well, it's different. Like, I don't know. I'm interested. I'm interested in see what they're gonna do with that, because I did not like her character at all in the first season. I was like, okay, this just seems like they just need a character. That way, when he gets back together with Karen, it's not as like, Matt, you cheating on this girl. It's like, no, they broke up. Like, I don't know. It just feels like, I mean, you have to show Matt being a little bit of a root rat.
Yeah.
So I don't mind that, but I'm like, it just feels like you're just using her for this. And I don't know much about Heather Glenn in the comics.
I also don't, just to be frank with you.
I don't know. I think the Lady Muse thing is going to be interesting, but I don't know. Again, there's just so many characters in the show. Like you said, like, I'm even thinking about all the cop characters from the first season that they just drop in the second season. And you're like, oh yeah, Cherry, that guy. Or the detective who was trying to negotiate that bank heist. Like, she's in this barely. And then when they introduce, what's his name? Mahoney back into the story, I'm like, oh my god, yeah, fucking hell. Why didn't you just bring him back originally? But and then you get the White Tiger stuff, which I did like in the first season. And I do like her character in this second season. It's kind of cool to see. Oh shit, what's her name?
Yeah. I don't remember either. I remember she was involved with the White Tiger stuff. Again, it's all the same issue, which is that it's too many characters in too few episodes.
Yeah.
And it leaves the whole thing feeling confused and scatterbrained.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from having good elements.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like, on the one hand, am I excited to see some of the characters they're bringing back for season 3?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Am I excited that they're adding more fucking characters to this show and not increasing the number of episodes in a season? No, I'm not happy about that.
I'm going to be real. I know he's going to be back in the next season. I don't know. I'm done with Kingpin.
Yeah.
I think they've run that course. Like, that they have
They've
drained
run it multiple times, in fact.
Yeah.
They have now had a, like, permanent big showdown between Kingpin and Matt twice.
Yeah.
I understand that he'll be in the next season, but also I'm appreciative that the showrunners have said that he and Matt won't interact next season. That's probably a good choice.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I just don't see why have him at all. Like, if he's not going to be, like, an effect on the story as a whole, why even?
Because he's one of the main characters of this show to the showrunners. Like, this story is partially about it.
I think this season overall was just like it felt like Kingpin's reign has come to an end. Like, even to the point they kill off Vanessa, which honestly might be my favorite decision of this show. Like, I was like, if you're going to take a risk, that's a big fucking risk, and I think it worked.
I agree. That axe was bound to drop at one point or another, but I liked the way that they did it.
I thought it was perfect. I like that they even gave her an episode to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. And it was really funny, too. That episode is so strange to me because they do a damn good job replicating that Netflix style.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh my, okay. I just thought that was just a really cool thing. But yeah, no, I like the way they handled Vanessa's character. I like how they brought back Foggy for that flashback. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know. I thought that whole episode was really well done. It did remind me a little bit of the episode in the first season of Daredevil where it's Matt Murdock v. Nelson. The way they were playing with time.
Yeah. Classic TV episode structure, to be honest.
For real. Yeah. I have a question. What did you think of Jessica's stuff in this season? Speaking of too many characters.
It's fine. The thing about Jessica Jones is I'm never interested in her when she shows up in other people's stories.
That's
I
fair.
love Jessica Jones in her own show and her own comic books,
Mhm.
but as soon as Jessica Jones is in some other character's story, I'm like, okay, you're not here to be Jessica Jones. You're here to be like a plot device, right?
Yeah.
And she always is. And I unfortunately feel like Daredevil Born Again suffers a little bit from that same syndrome,
Yeah.
where it's like Jessica Jones is here, but the things that I like about Jessica Jones and her stories are not.
Hmm.
Especially given that her whole motivation was tied into Luke Cage, which is a whole other like
Hmm.
cameo section of the universe. It feels like they're trying to turn Daredevil Born Again into a like broad overarching series covering all the stuff from the Netflix
Yeah.
universe.
Uh-huh.
Can't do that.
No.
I'm not interested in that. Please do not do that. Give them their own shows. If you want to make more seasons of Jessica Jones, I will be the first in line to watch it.
Mhm.
But you need to do that and not just shoehorn her into Daredevil plots, because otherwise it will never justify getting Kristen Ritter. You know? Like,
Yeah.
she's such a great actress and so good at playing that character.
Mhm.
Please give her own story.
No, yeah, I agree. Or if you're gonna have her in this show, have her do like some investigating and not just punching people. Which, I mean, yeah, she can do that. But honestly, the thing that, as you said, the things that's always been interesting about Jessica Jones as a character is that she's a messed up detective or like investigator.
Yeah.
That's the more interesting thing. So when you just have her here to just help Daredevil punch people, I'm like, okay. And I like their dynamic. I think they have a fun dynamic when they're doing things that they're good at. Like when Matt's being a lawyer and Jessica's doing her investigating. Like that's a fun dynamic. But when you have like, again, all these other characters already doing the investigating, it's like, okay.
Yeah. It does feel like the presence of so many characters who are like related to the core mystery does detract from our ability to get to that mystery through Matt as like a sort of detective.
Yeah.
He's not quite a detective in the same way that, like, for example, Batman is.
Yeah.
But Matt does often, like, he often sort of falls down the rabbit hole of all these conspiracies and crimes, which is sort of fun to watch. And now it feels like half the information we get about the conspiracies comes from just getting glimpses into it through other characters.
Yeah.
And, like, we never really see Matt's reaction to it, you know?
Yeah.
Which I just feel is weird. So I feel like it's missing that element. I would love to see a little bit more of Matt getting to be a lawyer and getting to like investigate these crimes and whatnot.
Yeah. I'm also really with you in that, like, I'm excited that the Defenders are coming back because I want to see them in a good thing, but shoehorning them into a Daredevil show, okay. I mean, if this should just be a Defenders show at this point, because seeing where the season ends off, it's like, okay, I'm curious to see how Matt's going to be involved in the story, but like, now that you have all these other characters on the outside, it's like, all right, what? You're not really going to get the Defenders. Like, I would like to see another Jessica Jones story, even though I feel like I haven't even seen seasons 2 or 3 of that show. Honestly, don't need to do an Iron Fist or Luke Cage show. Just make Heroes for Hire. That's what I want to see. That's what I always wanted to see.
That'd be pretty fun.
That would be really fun. Setting those characters up also implies you have to bring back all of their side characters too, or at least most of their core side characters. Like, yeah, I would like to see Colleen Wing back, but again, that's just another character you have to add to this already expanding show.
Yeah. Right, like, and especially at 8 episodes a season, you can't be Game of Thrones. You can't be an epic spanning the entire vigilante world of New York if you're only going to do 8 episodes. You have to focus, or you need to expand the scope of the project. You absolutely cannot have it both ways. And I honestly wish that they would just expand their TV business into doing more of this stuff, because clearly everyone likes this stuff. Like, Daredevil and the Netflix stuff has broadly been popular, Iron Fist aside. And even then, I don't think that's Finn Jones's fault. I think that his Iron Fist will get critically reevaluated when it's reinterpreted by Born Again.
I agree. I think they know what did not work with that original show, and now that they have money and they've been slowly doing interesting things with Iron Fist and supplementary materials, like, hell, changing him to an actual Asian character in Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, well, also like
in the comics.
Yeah.
But like, that's the one more people know about now. People knew about Iron Fist, but then the game just totally changed things. And I mean, there was an Iron Fist in that Eyes of Wakanda little short story that they did. You could do Iron Fist again, and well, I guess we could kind of talk about what the ending of the show is. It's Matt now fully is out there. He confesses to be Daredevil.
Yep.
And honestly, I thought that was a really good scene too. It's kind of funny because in the first season of Born Again, I didn't give a shit about the courtroom drama stuff. It was interesting. It was courtroom drama stuff and a show that kind of wants to talk about like the logistics of courtroom dramas, but really wants to be a superhero show. Whereas here is like, right. It's a superhero show with a really cool courtroom scene at the end. And I was like, cool. Like, because the dynamic has changed then, because you're expecting a superhero thing, or at least a traditional like vigilante story. And now you get this really cool courtroom thing, so you don't really have to care about the logistics of like, hey, I'm going to throw my cane around the room.
Right.
And prove that I'm Daredevil. And I'm like, thought that whole scene, that whole last episode was really good. Like, I loved the dynamic between like all the characters. I like the part where Kingpin just whispers, like, you sure you want to go down this route? Like, you really want to do this? That was fun. Seeing Kingpin just outright kill all those protesters was horrific, but also kind of funny.
Yeah, felt a little bit like we stepped into The Boys for a second watching that.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, that's a great point. It did feel like The Boys, but you've never seen Kingpin like this, in this version at least. Like, this felt comic book Kingpin in that, like, he could just pick people up and kill them.
Yeah.
It is crazy what they do. And it's funny because they also have a scene where Daredevil and Jessica are fighting. I'm like, no, I don't want to see that. I want to see this. This is fascinating. Because at that point, it's like, he is not coming back from that. Like, there is no way. Like, it's already, I mean, we'll talk about the politics in a second. But the whole idea of the show is a bit ridiculous in that, like, known criminal Wilson Fisk somehow got into political power, but then you have to remember we live in America right now.
Yeah, well, a known criminal getting into power
from New York.
I don't think that would happen, Max.
Yeah, I know.
That doesn't sound like it's based on anything or related to anything that's going on in reality. I don't know where you could get that idea.
I know, right? So, okay.
And the idea that once he gets into power, he starts putting together paramilitary death squads and opens internment camps.
Yeah, right?
Man. Yeah, what a funky, fictional, made up, not in any way real story. Okay, I'm done with it.
No, I am too. I mean, we could kind of just outright say this show is a lot more political than the original Daredevil, or at least more biting in its politics. Like, the first show would talk about corruption in these small town areas and how it affects the larger population and such like that. This show goes for the jugular. It's like, we're talking about Trump.
Yeah,
we're not
it's an interesting angle to go, and to their credit, I actually think they do it relatively well compared to some of their contemporaries.
Mm-hmm.
I certainly prefer their take on things compared to like The Boys, personally.
Yeah, in that it takes it a bit more serious.
Well, yeah, and the fact that I think that the political commentary feels more prescient and meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
The Boys, to me, struggles to get across any ideological ideas more complex than Trump is bad. Whereas I think Daredevil has a bit more of a bite in terms of like why it's bad and like resisting it, you know?
Yeah, how to resist it, what can you do?
Yeah.
And another thing I also appreciate, it being a show with two different protagonists, you can see how easy it is to become someone like that, which I think allows it to bite to hit more in that, like, oh yeah, this guy that, you know, the Kingpin, who Wilson Fisk has always been like an interesting character, and now you just see him become like, use this power on such a grand scale, and you're like, oh, okay, that's how easy it can be when you have money and just people are afraid of you. I remember we talked about a little bit the first time we talked about Daredevil, the Punisher logo stuff.
Oh yeah.
They're like, they are out front with it in this show. They're like, that shit is bad when you see it on cops. And they make a point to show like, yeah, no, it's that easy to become someone like that in this system. And when you just let people like that who don't really care about the law and they want to put it into their own hands, they're not cops. They're just they're people with license to kill, pretty much.
I thought it was pretty well done, although it did punctuate the complete absence of the Punisher in this storyline.
Oh yeah.
Which did feel a little bit weird. And, you know, the reasoning for it which we'll get into.
Uh-huh.
Not exactly justified, in my opinion,
No.
but
Honestly, yeah,
I
that
know.
we'll get into that when we talk about Punisher. I think there's more to talk about with the Punisher logo and that side of things when we talk about Punisher as a whole in a separate video.
Yes.
But for now, I think how they handle it in this Daredevil story is like, oh no, yeah, you should not idealize the Punisher like that. Even in this show, when the Punisher confronts them, he's like, "You think you know what I've gone through? You think you have my pain? No, fuck you." And it's scary to see all of them wear that logo because it's like, oh no, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I like that Marvel is slowly trying to take that logo back in some way of like, no, this is what the Punisher is. He's not a good guy.
Yeah.
Well, but we'll get into that when we talk about Punisher. But so yeah, the show ends with Matt going to jail. Fisk getting impeached and kind of exiled Napoleon style to an island, which I mean is the best case scenario for a billionaire, I guess. Just them being caught and losing that power.
Yep.
I mean,
and sent to an island.
Oh. I didn't even think about that. Oh shit. I heard they have great water slides. All right. But yeah, basically season 3 is going to be Devil in Cell Block D.
Yeah. They said it's an inspiration, but they also named their show Daredevil Born Again and then adapted Jack All from that comic.
Yeah.
But I will believe that there might be some vague elements of Devil in Cell Block D next season.
Yeah. I know these last 2 seasons were based off the Devil's Reign run.
Yes.
That's where Daredevil had the black suit and it was more of the street level heroes going up against Kingpin, who was mayor. So yeah, I'm excited to see them cover that story. Again, this show is more focused on covering modern day comics, and I think they only named it Born Again because that is the most popular Daredevil story. In my opinion, they should have just called this The Man Without Fear, or like Daredevil Man Without Fear.
And that would have also been cool.
Because I feel
they
like
could have also just called it Daredevil. Like they could have just officially been like, nope, this is season 4 of Daredevil.
Yeah. I don't blame them for not calling it Daredevil season 4, even though it really is. I think there's a weird rights issue when it comes to that title.
Mm.
So it's no fault of the showrunners themselves. I feel like they wanted to call it Daredevil, but they have to call it something different, either because it's on a new network or something else. I don't know. But there's a lot of weird rights and legal issues you have to do. So they're like, fuck it, call it something new. So it's technically a new show.
God.
But that's a bunch of legal drama. And I think not even the showrunners were like, look, it's just a new name. Deal with it.
Yeah.
And it's called Born Again because it's a quasi reboot.
Yep, still a dumb name. Still don't think you should name your show after a comic you're not adapting. I stand by it.
I agree. I will say, I thought it was kind of funny how in this show, in the second season, they say Born Again is the slogan Fisk runs on. Like New York is born again, in kind of the Trump allegory. I was like, okay, if you're gonna do that's kind of funny, or that's kind of
cute. I'll give them that. It's cute.
That's cute. Taking that and making it the reason why it's called Born Again. Okay, that's fair. It's like a blink and you miss it thing. But yeah.
If I was a director and I was like, my new Batman movie is going to adapt the Nightfall arc, but it's been a while since we had a Batman movie, so I'm going to call it The Dark Knight Returns. I feel like people wouldn't get on board with that. And I don't know why we make an exception for Daredevil.
No, that's fair. That's totally fair. I'm not gonna die on this hill. I think it's an okay title. I understand why they had to do it. Yeah, I really don't have much else to say. Like we've talked about, the performances are really good. I think Charlie Cox is just, I don't know. It's kind of fun to see him come back in more things now. Like I feel like between the end of Daredevil Netflix and the beginning of this, he wasn't really doing much in between. Like, I know he was on one other Netflix show. I can't remember the title of it, but it was like a spy thriller show. And then he's got this. He's got Claire Obscure. What's that one? The video game?
Expedition. Yeah, Claire Obscure, Expedition 33.
Thank you. He's got that game, and that's really popular right now. And he was in that one show, Young Adults, and I've seen some clips of him, and he's fucking hilarious.
I guess no one says grace anymore!
Oh my god.
Hey! Yo!
Yeah, he's a really funny guy. He's very charming in interviews.
Oh, yeah.
I wish he would do more comedy stuff.
Yeah, he's really good. I know we don't like the writer of this, but definitely check out the movie he was in called Stardust. Really fun movie. Don't look into the writer. Anymore, at least.
Hold on. Well, now I have to look up who it is.
It's Neil Gaiman.
Oh.
Boom, boom, boom.
All right, we should probably end this review.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for listening to our review of Daredevil Born Again. We had a lot of fun talking about this. I've been wanting to talk about this for a couple years now. I am excited for season 3 because I definitely think the show is going in a good direction. Like, each season is getting better.
I hope there are fewer characters in season 3. That's my wish list item.
If those set leaks are saying anything, that's not the case.
Well, no, I know, but they're like, we're returning to a more street level Daredevil, so I'm hoping that there are going to be fewer just like random characters to help compensate for all the new ones that there.
Thank you guys. Please like, subscribe, and share. Follow us on our Patreon. Definitely check out that original Daredevil video that we did. It was a lot of fun. Yen was in that, had a great time. And yeah, keep watching TV. Keep watching our videos. Have a good day.